cutting out the pattern that we drafted, and this is the cupped corset pattern. So I'm cutting the center front pattern, the CF, like we have the CF 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 on this pattern. So you just have to follow this cutting process. This is the center front part. This is the measurement we came down. This is the place we came down by 2 cm to get the neckline. So you are cutting through this part, like so. Directly to the dart opening. So I have my CF1 already. This is my CF5. So this is the CF4. And this is the CF3. So you can see what we have here. The CF1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that is what you're going to be having in the front part of the corset. So now, let's go directly to the cutting process on fabric. So yeah, cutting out the back pattern now. I started from the length of the corset. So note that this is the part you're putting the eyelets, so you have to totally remove that off. And I have my CB1. So my CB2 now. And CB3. So automatically this is what you're going to be having for the CB1, 2, and 3. So that means let's just go directly to the what's it called, the fabric to cut out. So So I folded this fabric into two in order to cut out at once. And as you can see what we have here, I spaced them out simply because I want to add the sewing allowance to every part of the pattern. Okay, so cut. So note that the CF has to be at this folded part of the fabric, like we have here. And then you can put the CF5 in between. Note that you are adding allowance, so that's why you really need to space everything while to do now is to add the necessary allowance. So you can actually add at least 0.5 to all the parts. 0.5 inch all through, like what I'm having here. Who's there? So like 0.5 all through. All through the whole pattern. That's what you're going to be putting 0.5. So the down parts you can actually do like 2 cm if you want. It depends on how you want to manage your allowance. On the upper part as well, you can still do like 2 cm. It depends on how you want to manage your allowance. So the basic thing is just to like add 0.5 to the joining part all through. The upper part that you are turning lining, you can do 2 cm if you actually want that. Why do you want to use wording when you're using cup? The corset side. The down part side. Yeah, where's the? Have you plugged the iron? Fabric.
Lining.
Cut it out. Cut it out. Yeah.
Mr. Aya, are you still using the island?
Yes. Yeah, the highlight part is out already now. The first year that we did from the center back is totally out. But the remaining that we have here is just the other one. You get? Yes. So we have the CB1, 2, and what? And 3. So the next thing now is to cut out the ST with whatever we have here, and then we do what? We gum it down or through. Are you done?
Did you add it like this?
I had it as a. No, refresh it. Just refresh it. Oh, yeah, now. The fabric and the lining all together.
So you're gumming one together, one together. Okay,
This one you have
this is
four
lining
that
and the main one.
definitely. So you have one side on both sides. Do you understand?
Okay.
So it's more or less like having 4 now. It's going to be like one here, another one
No,
here.
I understand.
Okay.
I felt it was like...
No.
Yes, can be as short as this. Never, you know you can.
Cut it out. And this is the pattern you're seeing here. All what we have here is just the front pattern, which has what? The CF1, 2, 3, 4, and what? And 5. Are we here? So basically, the CF1 is the center part of the corset. So between the CF1 and 2 is the style line that links to where? To the bust point. And the CF3 is just the side of the corset. Are we getting this now?
Yes.
So cutting this out now, I had to add 0.5 sewing allowance to every part of the whole cutout. Are we getting this? So that means from the side of a CF1, you have to make this center part unfold. Do you see what I have here? You can see that it's unfold. So that's the part that's going to be in the middle. So beside it, you are going to be adding extra allowance of what? 0.5. So that 0.5 is mainly for the sewing allowance. So that sewing allowance is for CF1 and CF2 to join it together. That's actually the reason why we're adding the 0.5. And another one is 0.5 on CF2 and CF3 to join the style lines together. So that's just the purpose of the SS I'm adding to this. If you look at the cup as well, on the upper part here, you will see that I still added what? 0.5. So 0.5 on the upper part is just to turn out what? With my lining. Are you getting this?
Yes.
So if you look at the down part as well, I did 0.5. You can actually do more than that if you don't know how to manage your, what's it called, allowance. Or sometimes, right, in the process of joining, it may be like some places are a little bit longer than the other. So it's better you still add more than 0.5 on the down part. Do you get that part?
Yes.
All right, so the cutting process. I've cut out one part, so that will be my main, the outer part of the whole thing. So the second one I'll be cutting now is going to be the lining part. So anything you cut on what? On the fabric is what you're going to be cutting on the lining. Are we getting it?
Yes.
All right. If you want to ask anything, you can ask. Someone is asking something. Who has a good scissors?
Scissors.
You will get something really sharp.
So we have the two cut out now for the front part.
Lining with lining, right?
Yes, definitely. Okay. Which one? So thank you very much. So the reason why is that is probably you may not, because I added the 0.5 without taking measurement. So you have to be sure of whatever you have here. So you calling my attention to this now. have to cross-check this and bring it back to 0.5. You get? All right. So for the back part as well, I've cut out one part, and I will need to cut out the one for what? For the lining.
Miss Hara, we're using the same material for the lining, right?
Yes. So can someone pack this? Okay. Where's the estate?
Where's the bag? Please, let me get that bag there.
So in this process, this is not working. So the next thing for us to do is to do what? Is to iron this part properly so that it relaxes well. Are we here?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, let's do that.
You can just turn your chair. She's not here. She's not here.
Is that?
That's English finishing.
English finishing.
You put it here and show this.
But it doesn't really
It
need.
doesn't matter.
As this one they are doing so, can they line it inside there? Can they cross it with one so like that?
Yes. Okay. I will do that so that we see.
Today.
To see that.
I'm tired. This is back. Is you mark back and front? This is the front. This is the mark. Is it the back you mark? The back.
This is the side. I do something on the other one.
This is the back.
Fine. And if you are looking at the cup right now, anywhere you see this number falls to the side. Are we here? So that means for this bust area, this will be the what? This will be the side. Are you getting it? So where's the other cup? So looking at what we have here,
No, this one is for
they said the same thing for you.
it's the same thing.
So this is what you really need to. The number is still on the same side, so that means we are dealing with this alone. Are you getting it? So if you want to buy any size of cup, make sure that the numbers are on what? Are on both sides. So one will be here, the other one will be on the other side, so that you can get it right. Do you understand? So, but here we are still going to be using this like this direction. So this is it now.
We can turn it out.
You said? Which one?
No, one that is wrong.
No, you don't need cast it this side. So this is what I'm going to be doing now. If you look at what we have here, the shape of what the cup is actually different from what we have here. You understand? So what you are going to be doing now is you have to trim according to what you have on the base. Are we here? So this is it. Where's the base?
It means the cup will sit itself inside it. Or we're supposed to measure Yeah, our
No. All you need to do is to do what? Put it together this way, and then you trim out the excess on both sides, so that it's going to be equal with what you have on where? On the pattern directly. Your leg. Why is your leg paining you? Cool, yeah. Where is it? You said? Are we here now? Are we here? So you see what we have here now. So the next thing we are going to be doing is to make sure we gum this fabric to this. If you don't gum it, it's going to be looking rough, kind of. So this is the process. Where's the ending gum? Still giving more. Are we here?
Yes, sir. The iron.
Okay.
Why now? One of the records are on now.
I was seeing this. Sorry.
Now, so you go to Sophia.
Which of the messy now? What happened?
Is it on?
Yes.
It's not.
This one means. Are you done?
Can I have another fabric?
You will see after the class. They just it's not no, I don't know the cotton. It's so good though. You are doing it.
This thing round cups. I thought they cut it out.
You said?
This your cup.
Yesterday.
I thought they used to put it out.
It's optional, actually.
You're so Nico. Make sure you cut it out.
So,
It's fine now. I don't do
It's not balanced. Take it out and drop it.
I don't know, like, this is the copy. You cannot go and copy it.
You can't drop it.
I'm not coming back. You guys should just drop it because I can stay.
Make it back for ground. No, make it not come.
I just need them to come out.
Take a transfer and then you print receipt.
so, hello.
Hi.
I said something earlier that for the curved corset, you can actually structure your boning inside this.
Is this the lining?
Are we here? So automatically, if you are going to be doing the structure, it's going to be the one for the lining, not for the one on the other outer part. Are we here? The reason why you are going to be doing on the lining is just because you are going to be stitching all through, and you may not really like the stitches to what? To show on the outer part. Are you getting it? So this process will let you know that it's not compulsory you do what? You use the bra cup. You get?
Yes, sir.
So,
Black cup or
Abby?
Okay, Mr. Like this, you know if you use, even though you know one use black cup, if you just use it like that.
You said?
Like this, if you use wording for this one.
The wording.
is that in wording?
Which form is that? The soft wording, right?
I see it in all these talking videos where they cut it, then stick back together.
Okay,
Like a
that
foam.
more or less like a foam. So that's if you don't really want to use your bra cup. But that foam is actually not what you're supposed to be using for a corset. Is it that you use your what? Your bra cup for the finishing, or you do the bust caging out directly. Some people used to do like this now. Some people used to still add what? Maybe this wording to
Wording,
this.
yeah.
Probably like soft wording, not the hard one.
Soft
You understand? The soft wording can work with the bust caging as well. Are you getting it? So it will make this part a little bit thicker than the normal, what's it called? Than the normal, than normal fabric stain. You understand? So that process is going to be like, you have the bone here. The swivel one. So first thing,
One machine so this thing, so this one.
why not? Yeah, sure. So the first thing I'm going to be doing is to first of all stitch down, top stitch this part. Are we here? So this is how it works. You see? All you need to do is just to place it in between this and then do what? And so. And another thing is that the turning allowance has to be what?
2.5 inches.
You have to leave like 0.5 on the upper part before you start sewing down. Are you getting it? All right.
Okay, so you can join it back to the main one.
Yes. So automatically too on this down part, you may not really need it to touch the last part.
Okay.
So you can still leave your 0.5 on that back. Are you seeing this? Huh?
Yeah.
So after doing that, you still have to structure it like this. Leaving out the 0.5 on the other side. So that means probably I'm still going to be doing like 3 on this part. You understand? So I have to like get the midpoint first, go to the upper part and what? And the down part.
Baby.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you sewing it directly on the middle or this side? Like,
No, directly in the middle.
yes, ma'am.
Is it not showing?
This is what you go by.
Is it not showing? Yes, ma'am.
No, this one is it's very smooth in your head.
So that means you are going to be having like 3. The process is just like stretching out, making it a skeletal construction inside the cup part. Do you understand? So you can decide to like do it this way, even break it another part on the inside. It depends on how you want to do it as well. So the outcome is what is going to be important for us.
This is what they call the KG.
Yeah.
The breast never see anything. Packaging.
You must stand.
You must stand there. By fire by force.
What are you saying? Yes, ma'am. Is there any question you
No,
ask?
I noticed that the front side is becoming
It has
bigger.
to stretch it out.
Okay, it stretches the fabric out. Yes. So you know
Are we here?
Yes, so we are young.
So another part, you can actually stretch another one here, put another one on the inside here. Can I have another one?
it's not remove your they had this one. Five remove your yarn. Okay. They had this one. They had this one. 200. Then the plastic one.
But I prefer this one. I don't use that.
This is what they should gather.
You said? No, you can use the soil one. You can't use the other one. Yeah. That's the plastic. We don't want to use this. Yeah? No, it's not a must now. You may not decide to, you may not want to use your cup. Do you understand?
If you don't want to use cup,
Yes.
this is called.
People they do video, where you go see them.
Grace, you have name. More people cross. Please, you go give me one. I wanted to buy the quantity they have. So let's start.
Now, wow, Jennifer voice the day every week.
Who is connected to this one? Is it you? Anybody contact? The person paid you money, not pay this money, they'll pay share one.
So what I'm saying is that looking at what we have here, sometimes if we shape the cup properly, or that maybe the sewing process, it can actually bring it out. That's going to be looking more curvy than what we have here. Do you understand? It depends on actually how you want it to look. So the process is just to stretch out that curvy part of the cup. Do you understand? So instead of you using this directly on the normal fabric, on the one on the outer part, you may actually use it directly on the inside, which is the what? Which is the lining. So on the outside now, you can use your normal, what's it called? No, not just the normal. You can use your soft stay, you can use your cloth stay, you can even double it. So by the time you now have to join this together, so this inside is going to be the one to give it the structure. It won't be making it look like this. going inside. You understand? It's not going to be looking like the thing is soft. So it's the skeletal part of it that will make it stand well. I get what I'm trying to say. So that's just the essence of this. That is in absence of absence of you using your what? Your bra cup. Are we here? All right. What are you talking about? Inside before start structuring like this. Are we here? You said the wording is more or less like a wooden stain. I'll be moving rather. It's more of
You don't know what it is.
it's more of cotton.
That one is soft word.
Can we see? So this is the CF1, the one I said we are having in the what? In the middle part.
I'm loving our web.
Which one of this?
Where is that blue?
Putting our bony, structuring our bony. Is that you use the fabric to what? To enclose your bony, or you get your bony case. Are we here?
Yes.
So we have two ways. Is either we have a separate boning case. So the boning case is mainly like you are actually going to be putting the boning on the fabric itself. So that means you are getting another boning case, which is like 0.5 or 0.75 wide to what? To cover up the boning. You understand? So another one is that you using the same fabric. So instead of me adding like 0.5 like I did initially, I will add like what? Probably like 2 cm. Are we here? So me adding 2 cm means I still want to put my what? My boning in between. You don't get that part? We are going to do that when we are doing the what's it called? Victorian corset, so that we can see how it looks like.
When? Since you're cutting, if you're inserting in the middle like this, since your cutting is in the middle like this, there won't it shorten this?
And that's what I'm saying, that the process we are using for this is just to put the body case. So we don't need to cut out.
Which means
Don't join from the down part. Yes, ma'am.
this your center part. You did not cut it on.
And that is why I'm saying that. This is it.
Yes.
You
Are you
understand?
okay? You're not
I didn't
going
cut
to
it out
slash,
here.
okay, which means you're going
Simply
to
because
sew
I'm sewing the boning on it.
Okay.
Are we here?
Yes.
Okay.
Look, assuming I want to do the plastic, I will now.
It doesn't.
Sorry, calm down.
It depends on the process you actually want to do. You can use the two boning for the two process. You understand? But the two process is that me sewing the boning on top of this, or me sewing this fabric together and then insert the boning.
Okay.
You understand? Those are the two ways. You get what I'm saying now?
Yes.
Okay. So what I want to do here now is to structure the boning on top of the fabric itself.
Okay, but if I want to sew the two fabric, I will have to add extra.
Okay, so this is what she's
right?
saying now. That if I actually want to insert my boning into this fabric itself, instead of me adding 0.5 like I did before, that means I'll be doing more than 0.5. So I can do probably like
No, you can do one. Sorry, I didn't hear that. No, but you can do one inside. You can use it now. You do 1 inch yourself. By the time you still have your half you still have the minimum.
So what I'm saying is that this is it. It depends on the type of boning process I'm actually doing. Do you understand? We have two types, like I said. There are one that's me joining this together. I will still have to do what? Sew this on it. Are we hearing what I'm saying? So that one, you just have to add your sewing allowance, which is what? Which is 0.5. There are some that I will need to do what? Insert. And I'm still using the same fabric. I'm not using any boning casing. So the boning casing is like, can I have the bias? Yeah.
Is that your way? Is it?
That's good.
I gave it to
Okay,
you.
the bias when they took her home. Not confusion.
I gave you the two.
I didn't say no, I'm doing it. Because she walk out. I say walk out.
No, leave them. Leave them now.
Follow them. I'm on so for Jennifer, I gave us this color. So you don't do this.
We made you our government. Take care of
I will see what I'm doing here. So this is it now. In the process of this, that means we have to do what? Stitch this on both sides. And then insert what? The body.
So you can use our material. Take down. Can we use our material?
So,
Can we use our material? Food it.
so another thing is that another method is this. You can see the way. Hello.
Hi.
You can see the way I stitch this together now. So that means the allowance I'm going to be adding is going to be much. So it can be like, instead of 0.5, I can add like 0.75. Do you understand? After adding like 0.75, I will have to first of all stitch this down, and then I'll measure the size of what? The size of the boning. So the size of the boning is going to be like this. Do you see what I'm having here? So I will have to mark the other side and then stitch it from here again all the way down, so that I can insert it. You understand what I'm trying to say now? That's if you are not using bias. So then there's no you are not going to be having any stitches on those. I get what I'm saying now. So those are the methods you can actually use. Yeah.
You can taught us that you can sew this thing on it. That's one side here.
Definitely.
Then you open it
And stitch it
and
down.
place it here.
Definitely.
And then sew the other. That was
That's the same process I'm explaining. That's the
what
same thing
you
I'm
would
saying. So this is it now. It's more or less like you stitching here, inserting here, and then what? Stop stitching on the front part directly. So that means you are stitching here directly down. You understand? So that means the bony as well as you might have done what? Insert the bony
No, he
inside
didn't insert it.
directly.
He sewed
It's still
it
the
on it.
process.
Okay,
See.
it's still the same thing.
Me stitching down now. Let me do this. Let's see. Let's see this now. I
But
think
before
that
you lose, I'm asking you questions. You can still decide to double your boning. Can you do that by
Double
sewing
by
here and sewing here? Insert here and insert here.
that
It's
is if you
possible.
want to use a boning casing. That process is if you want to use your boning casing.
So I can't do it this. See now. I
You
wanna
can't just
have extra.
wait. If you stitch both sides like this.
Like this outside. not
Okay,
here.
where are you going to put your boning?
Here now. It's in between here.
So what is going to cover the boning?
This thing have already covered it.
What is covering it?
This thing.
So the process.
Because I want to sew here.
Wait, the process we are talking about here is still the same thing as what we are doing here. So what I'm doing here now is to stitch this side all the way down and still what?
But
Insert
I'm
my
asking
boning.
as I want to double.
Double, okay, yeah. So that means it's going to be on both sides.
Yes.
So you can actually let this slip here, and then no, it's actually working. Are you here? Are we here? So it can actually work like that as well. Probably you actually want to double your boning on both sides. You don't just want to use a single boning placement. So that means you have to open up this place and then what? Stitch here and stitch here before.
But the allowance will be
No, you have to increase the allowance. Do you understand? The allowance here is a little bit small. Do you understand?
Okay. 1.75.
It's not okay, like maybe like 1.75.
1.75
Or
You can do 2.
or 1.
You can actually do 2.
So that one was it if you want to do two.
Yeah, on both sides. Yeah.
So down here, so down and
Mhm. You said?
2 cm will be too much. This is 0.5.
But that will help you to manage your allowance.
Okay. What I say.
I don't want to close because I will lose it and do the other one.
Okay.
We can actually close this one without looking for that style. Then we use the bias for the other style.
Okay. So where's the body?
It don't already show.
Some people used to cover that mat with paper steel.
So that it will be smooth. Paper steel, right?
Or you burn it?
There is no fire.
No, you can see this inside before start structuring like this. Are we here? You said? The wording is more or less like a wooden stain. I've been moving rather. It's more of
You don't know what it is.
it's more of cotton.
That one is soft wording.
Can we see? Are we here?
Yes.
You don't do it facing down like this. You have to do it this way. Because the purpose of it is just to do what? For it to be together with your body. So if you do it this way, that means it's going to be looking like so all you need to do is just to insert this way. You know we've created a O.
Yes.
You understand? And then you pull it through. But if you are doing this now, you won't allow it to touch what? The down part. Are we here? You can actually do what? You can actually stitch. Sorry.
Somebody should go and buy dry gin for our
Dry gin. Or energy.
sapele water.
But sometimes, hello. Are we here? If you are making your boning, make sure that what you stitch is tight, so that it doesn't really dangle like what we are having here.
Okay.
You understand? It has to sit well, probably. Voila. Oh, you don't like the way I told you that? Huh?
Like Messiah, I usually use wording between we have it this way.
Is that?
I say I usually use wording to state the wording.
When you are doing some sewing process. So I actually want to cut a little bit, maybe like 0.5 below this. So that means are we here now? So that means I will have to bring it up a bit to cut out. Do you have a strong scissors here?
Is this worst one that we can still?
That can shower scissors.
Yes.
So that means you have to fill this part. Are we here? You can see that this is more or less like up to like 0.5. Then I can cut out.
You use sharp scissors. Nice for your let's continue.
So, and then you insert it back. You see? So then you can close this part. Are we here now? Where's the other part?
Yes.
fine. No,
It's already closed up, not like the bias, right?
No. It's already closed up this way. Yes, it's already closed up like this. You understand? You don't need your bias on this any longer. Now I'm going to be doing the both sides.
I'm ready to grab this piece. Grace, the go markets. Okay, Mister, this one now.
Both sides.
So stressful. You know, something they're saying is she's like, me, shall not be something. Like, I'm shaking.
We're so late. We'll be Mr. Yobbit. We'll be dead.
Mr. Yobbit.
Yes, that's what I'm doing.
But you know, the people that are saying is just crazy. So you can't say